Hi everyone, and welcome to Storytime. I'm Miss Jodi, and I'm so happy that you're here today to join us for our very first Storytime of the summer. This summer we are using our imaginations. The whole program is called Imagine Your Story, and we're going to focus on nursery rhymes and fairy tales that have been very popular for many years. And our first story that I would like to share with you is the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And in the library, we have several books with the same title, The Story of Goldilocks, because it's been around a long time. And so I brought some of those to show you. We have this one, and this one that also is about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We have this one with beautiful pictures inside. They all have beautiful pictures, but this one's one of my favorite for illustrations. You see all of the beautiful watercolors inside. And then we have this one by James Marshall, which was almost my pick for the week, but we're going to share another James Marshall book about the three pigs later on. So I'm going to save that one, and it will be here to check out at the library when you stop by. And today we are going to share the story titled The Three Bears by Paul Galdone. And Paul Galdone was another very popular Storytime and fairy tale author. He has great illustrations, but his story tells us a little bit of background about the Three Bears, and that's why I chose it for our very first Storytime. The Three Bears by Paul Galdone. Are you ready to listen? Okay, here we go. The Three Bears. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived together in a house of their own in the woods. See baby bear swinging with his mommy. One of them was a little wee bear. One was a middle-sized bear. And the other one was a great big bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge. And porridge is kind of like oatmeal. The little wee bear had a little wee bowl. And the middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bowl. And the great big bear had a great big bowl. And they each had a chair to sit in. The little wee bear had a little wee chair. And the middle-sized bear had a middle-sized chair. And the great big bear had a great big chair. And they each had a bed to sleep in. The little wee bear had a little wee bed. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bed. And the great big bear had a great big bed. And one morning the three bears made porridge for breakfast and poured it into their bowls. But it was too hot to eat, so they decided to go for a walk in the woods until it cooled. While the three bears were walking, what do you think's going to happen? Did you guess? A little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First, she looked in the window. Then she peeked through the keyhole. Of course, there was nobody inside. And Goldilocks turned the handle of the door. The door was not locked because the three bears were trusting bears. They did no one any harm and never thought anyone would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went right in. There was the porridge on the table, and it smelled very good. Goldilocks didn't stop to think whose porridge it was. She went straight to it. First, she tasted the porridge of the great big bear, but it was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. Then she tasted the porridge of the wee bear. It was neither too hot nor too cold, but just right. And Goldilocks liked it so much that she ate it all up. Then Goldilocks went into the parlor to see what else she could find. There were 3 chairs. First, she sat down in the chair of the great big bear, but it was too hard. Then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear, but it was too soft. Then she sat down in the chair of the little wee bear. It was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she rocked and she rocked until the bottom of the chair fell out and down she went, bloom, onto the floor. Goldilocks went into the bedroom where the 3 bears slept. First, she lay down upon the bed of the great big bear, but it was too high at the head for her. See how tall that bed is? Too high. Then she lay down upon the bed for the middle-sized bear, but it was too high at the foot for her. Look at her feet up in the air. Then she lay down upon the bed of the little wee bear. It was neither too high at the head nor too high at the foot, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she covered herself up and fell fast asleep. By this time, the 3 bears thought their porridge would be cool enough, so they came home for breakfast. Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great big bear in his porridge bowl. He noticed first thing. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had left the spoon of the middle-sized bear in her porridge too. "Somebody's been tasting my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bowl. "Somebody's been tasting my porridge and is eating it all up," cried the little wee bear in his little wee voice. Then the 3 bears went into the parlor. Goldilocks had left the cushion crooked in the chair of the great big bear, and he noticed it first thing. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had squashed down the cushion in the chair of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his chair. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair and has sat right through it," cried the little wee bear in his little wee voice. The three bears went into the bedroom. Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great big bear out of place, and he noticed it first thing. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had pulled the blanket of the middle-sized bear out of place too. "Somebody's been lying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bed. "Somebody's been lying in my bed, and here she is!" cried little wee bear in his little wee voice. This woke Goldilocks up at once. There were three bears all staring at her. Oop. Goldilocks was so frightened that she tumbled out of the bed, ran to the open window, and out she jumped. And she ran away as fast as she could, never looking behind her. No one knows what happened to Goldilocks after that. As for the three bears, they never saw her again. And that's the end. Did you like that story? Well, next. Okay, we're going to sing a couple of songs about bears. Are you ready? All right, our first song is Bear is Sleeping. We got to wake him up. Here we go. Let's make a little bed for Bear. Bear is sleeping, bear is sleeping. We're going to wake him up. Wake him up, wake him up. Now let's wave. Come and say hello, bear. Come and say hello, bear. Time to eat, time to eat. Good job. Okay, our second song is about the sounds that bears make. And this is phonetic awareness, or understanding that letters make sounds and sounds make words. So this is called grr grr. Are you ready to sing it with me? First, let's try that sound. Ready? Grr. That's the g-er sound. G-R. Grr. Okay, here we go. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear one day. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear one day, and we all go grr, grr, grr. But we know the bears go huggy, huggy, hug, huggy, huggy, hug, huggy, huggy, hug. We know the bears go huggy, huggy, hug. They don't go grr, grr, grr. Good job. Thank you so much for coming to Storytime today. We're going to do this every Friday, and I am so excited to share so many more stories with you this summer. We hope to see you at the library. We're here. Stop by, say hi, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.